What is up, y'all? I just felt like making this video because I continued to have this problem with the position of the kettlebell in my hand and pain for like months until I went to talk to a coach that does kettlebell sport. Um, and really, it's kind of to attack, yeah, it's to attack this like notion that you have to keep your wrist just completely straight the whole time that the kettlebell is in your hand. Um, it just caused me so much pain and like whatever, like maybe I'm a wussy or whatever, but like, like the pain right here was just continuous and it wasn't like a bruise, but it would like well up and then it'd just be tender. So every time I did kettlebells, I'd have to like just snatch through the pain because it's just landing right there. And it's not like I'm not doing a clean or a snatch or the thing whenever it like comes down and bangs. Like I'm doing like good, like I'm taking it, but why is it causing me so much pain, right? So this hand position right here is obviously like the goal hand position, right? Now that makes sense and everything, but like with this, like there's still a ton of weight here, right? And the only way to get it off is if I go like this. And then if I go like this, obviously there's more weight on it. And I'll admit, the forearm, I think it just needs tempering. This is kind of a side note, but like whenever you're doing squat, I don't know if everybody remembers, but whenever you started doing back squats, or at least I did, I had a ton of tender pain on my traps right here. It just took months before it went away. And I think that's going to happen here as well. Obviously, I'm comfortable with it now, with it just sitting there. But there was a time whenever this was just like painful. Painful, painful, painful. All right, so I got the good hand position. That's good there. But I think from the hard style, from the Pavel Satsuin training way, we're kind of told to grip and then try to keep that wrist. And I'm doing this kind of a motion, right? Like I'm trying to push like that and push out. But like, if we just look at the mechanics of it, like if I try to push that wrist out, I'm literally just putting the pressure here and trying to push it out so that my wrist can be straight. Now, I think that's the source of all the pain, and I haven't really seen any videos. I feel like kind of pinpoint this. I think everybody's having pain from holding it like this and their wrist coming back, and it's causing pain here. Not good, but then also, sorry, I don't have any lighter belts, so this is kind of taxing me a little bit. But like whenever people are doing the snatch and then they're letting it bang, like that's gonna hurt no matter what. So that's two totally separate problems. The problem that I'm trying to like face here is literally just the pain from the pressure being on right there. And like I said, I think some of it is just your forearm getting used to it. Like that just needs to happen. Like you need to go through the pain, and like I still have a little bit of tenderness, but I'm sure after like 6 months it'll be gone. I'm confident in that. But aside from that, just the amount of pressure that was right there for me trying to keep that wrist completely straight was something that I carried from hardstyle that just was not serving me well here, obviously with the higher rep number. And I had to deal with it. So once I finally talked to this coach, he was like, yeah, think about it more like a palm strike, if you think like MMA, or if you're doing push-ups, like where's the pressure gonna be whenever you're doing a push-up, whenever you're benching, whenever you're doing any type of barbell, anything really, it's there. It's like transfer the weight from wherever you got it to right there. So Dennis Vasilev says that it should be on the center. The coach that I talked to said it should be right here. I think that this whole like alley is probably a pretty good candidate, but honestly, and it just made me think of benching because I have a big old powerlifting past, but like just like going from this trying to keep it straight to just letting it rest on there, it's all the relief in the world, and then like whenever you're looking at it from the side, like it doesn't look like I'm doing this, you know, I'm just resting it on the heel of my hand. Wherever anatomically that fits, that's where I'm resting it. And it works so much better. So I guess I'm just here to say, like, get that out of your mind that you have to keep your wrist absolutely straight, straight, straight. Um, why this makes sense to me is like I was bringing up, like in a push up, like that's your shelf, right? Like if you don't let your hand come back, there's nowhere for you to do it. I mean, you could do like fist push ups, but then it's up here instead. So then that would kind of bring the example of like the MMA strike being the palm strike is stronger than the knuckle strike, which is, you know, I don't know, I've never confirmed that, but if the theory carries the here, then this is better, right? But this is really where your arm connects to the weight. So if you let it rest here, you're not going to feel nearly as much pain on your forearm, because whenever you do this, you're getting rid of the shelf. And the handle, the kettlebell just wants to slide down. The only thing that's holding it up is your forearm. So if you're experiencing that pain, I think this is your problem, and I think this is your solution. So yeah, let it rest there.